podcast presented by the GSMC Sports Network. We're back with our fifth and final segment of this entire trip. We talked about already. This is my final podcast here at the GSMC Sports Network, and this is the final segment here, going into my picks and prediction for the Open Championship. During my picks and predictions going into the Genesis Scottish Open, you know who I picked to win? It was Ludwig Berg. He should have won. He should have made me. I was so close to getting one. I think I predicted one winner this season. I think I predicted Scottie Scheffler to win twice, and those are my only two correct predictions I've had this entire season. So, unfortunately, Ludwig Berg had to just kind of collapse on Sunday, like Rory McIlroy did at the U.S. Open. That's a low blow. I know, my bad, but couldn't make me right. That's the phrasing I was going for. Anyways, the betting odds leader is Scottie Scheffler at a ridiculous 450 or plus 450. That's crazy. He's like the heavy favorite here. Next up is Rory McIlroy at plus 850. Next up, Xander Schauffele at plus 1100. Next up, Ludwig Berg at 1600. Collin Morikawa tied with Ludwig Berg at 1600. And then Bryson DeChambeau finally comes in at plus 1800. John Rahm's up there at plus 2500. Brooks Koepka plus 3000. Victor Hovland plus 3000. Robert McIntyre coming off a win plus 4000. Other big names like Jordan Spieth is plus 6,000. I think that's too good for him. Anyways, Jason Day's plus 10,000. Davis Thompson, who's having a pretty solid back half to his season, at plus 10,000 as well. Max Homa plus 11,000. DJ at plus 12,000. Some other big names like Tiger Woods at plus 20,000. Tiger Woods has the same odds as Ricky Fowler. I feel like that's pretty fair too. Anyways, other big names. Phil Mickelson's gonna be here somewhere. Padraig Harrington is plus 35,000, although he hasn't played golf in a minute, or at least hasn't played on the PGA Tour in a minute. Of course, winning at the Open Championship, he is exempt until he's 60, allowed to play here for a while. Francesco Molinari, who won this event only 5 years ago, is plus 70,000. And Phil Mickelson comes in. That's the one that I'm still looking for. John Daly's in this field. He's plus 500,000. Those might be too good of odds for him. We'll see if he is able to play an entire round. It would be a shock. He's a fun guy to see in the field, though. I was looking for Phil Mickelson and still haven't gotten him. There he is, plus 40,000 for Phil Mickelson. So those are the to win odds. Who do I really like? Well, to win, Bryson DeChambeau at plus 1,800 is pretty good odds. For me, first off, I don't think Scottie Scheffler's game really plays too well in the United Kingdom. He hasn't had too many great results at the Open Championships of years past, and he didn't get the experience at the Genesis Scottish Open that a lot of these guys did this last week, which I do think comes back to hurt him. I think, it's the right decision for him. We talked about that last Thursday, about him not being in the field. Whether or not that's the right decision overall, it's the right decision for him probably. Tommy Fleetwood plus 2,200 is a good look there. Guy's got some good irons and knows what it takes to win in the United Kingdom in links golf. Collin Morikawa, who has not won yet this season, although having such a fantastic season, not winning yet is kind of shocking. If I do say so. He's been one of the best players on tour this year. But when you have Scottie Scheffler winning 6 times, when you have Rory McIlroy winning a couple times, and when he's just not in the field for the smaller events, it just leads him to It leads this kind of result. Looking at the results for Collin Morikawa this year, T4 at the Scottish Open, T13 at the Travelers, T14 at the U.S. Open, 2nd at the Memorial, 4th at the Charles Schwab, T4 at the PGA Championship. His last 6 tournaments that he's played in, his worst is a T14 at the U.S. Open. He's playing really, really good golf. That's a good bet. I love Colin Morikawa this weekend. I think that his iron play looks amazing. I think that his driving accuracy, which you really need in the United Kingdom, looks pretty good. And if he can just make the putts he needs to make, I think he is a fairly good favorite for this weekend. If I have to, I talked about this last Thursday, gun ahead prediction. If I have to make one, I would say this weekend is Colin Morikawa. I said Ludvig Berg last weekend. I'm going to say Colin Morikawa this weekend. Ludvig Berg was fantastic through 54 holes and 36 holes, just 3 over. I'm not going to get over that, man. I'm so disappointed because I thought I had it. Anyways. Bryson DeChambeau is a really good shout, too. This guy has just completely changed his game to be more in tune with majors, be able to play very well at the majors, has a lot of time off playing in live golf, and uses it to his advantage. He's been playing some very, very, very good golf as of late in his career. Rory McIlroy, a top 5 at plus 200, I like a lot. He's always in contention. His year has been very impressive, just like Colin Morikawa. You look at Rory McIlroy's recent results with his 2 wins that he's had this season. Looking at his recent results, if it can pull up, he has had a T4 at the Genesis Scottish Open, a 2nd at the U.S. Open, that is well documented, a T15 at the Memorial, T4 at the Canadian, T12 at the PGA Championship, 1 at the Wells Fargo, 1 at the Zurich. So if you take it all the way back to mid-April, he has not gotten worse than a T15 this season. Of course, that is only 7 tournaments that he's played in since mid-April, because this guy just doesn't play in that many tournaments. He only plays in signature events and majors, or the Genesis Scottish Open, but that's because it is in the United Kingdom, and he loves tournaments in the United Kingdom. But not playing in too many tournaments kind of it has worked for him this season. It's caused a lot of good results, the worst being a T15 in the last 3 months. So very, very impressive for Rory McIlroy. So a top 5 feels very within him. Feels really in the cards for Rory McIlroy. I think for this week, I'm staying away from Xander Schauffele. He has not been playing too good of golf as of late, and I just don't see that. I don't see that getting better. And so I'm gonna just say stay away from Xander Schauffele. I just don't like him as much for this weekend. Other names that I'm gonna stay away from: John Rahm with the 10-foot pole. He's getting the Jordan Spieth treatment for me. Until he shows that he can have a good result, he is staying at an arm's length away. Victor Hovland, very much similar. He's gonna stay at an arm's length away until he proves that he can be he can play well. Brooks Koepka also is gonna. Well, Brooks Koepka at a top 10 is not a bad bet. Plus 300, plus money for Brooks Koepka in a top, or plus 300 for Brooks Koepka in a top 10 is pretty good. He is a fantastic golfer. Kind of same like Joaquin Niemann has had a fantastic season on LIV, and he comes in at a plus 5,500. That's not a bad long shot. If I have to give a pick from around like the plus 4,000 to plus 10,000 region, it might be Joaquin Niemann at plus 5,500 over guys like Cameron Smith at 4,500, over guys like Matt Fitzpatrick, Sahith Theegala. Looking kind of down the board, Justin Thomas can definitely win. He just always has that like one major performance in a season where you're kind of like, oh right, Justin Thomas is a good golfer. And this could definitely be that. Other names like Ashik Bhatia has been playing some fantastic golf as of late. Davis Thompson has been playing fantastic golf as of late. Both of those guys coming around 10,000. Actually, Bhatia being a 9,000. So those are my picks for this weekend. I think that it's going to be a very fun weekend of golf for the Open Championship. I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely. Of course, when we're talking about majors, we're talking about legacy. We're talking about a opportunity to add basically a ring, right? Comparing it to other sports, this is a guy getting a ring, basically. So, very important for these guys to win majors, very important for these guys when the opportunity comes to capitalize on it, especially when they're in the prime of their career, right? Tiger Woods able to capitalize on it, winning 17. Jack Nicklaus able to capitalize it, winning all, he has so many, I forget. But these guys just capitalize. The best golfers in the world are able to win the majors when it counts. So, Scottie Scheffler, we're looking at you. Rory McIlroy, we're looking at you. Other guys, Bryson DeChambeau is doing pretty well. I'm not going to put him on the hot seat right now, but definitely could, keep going. Could win a third major. Winning outside of the U.S. Open would be very impressive. So that'll wrap it up for the GSMC Golf Podcast, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. I thank all of you guys for your support throughout this entire journey. I have enjoyed it, and I have learned and improved a lot throughout this stretch of being here at the GSMC Golf or GSMC Sports Network. I would love to give credit to Andrew Tate, who is our boss here, for helping out throughout this entire process, being able to help me kind of become acclimated and having such a great environment to work in here at the GSMC Sports Network. So thank you for all of your support that I've gotten throughout this entire journey. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to support the GSMC Sports Network, remember to like and subscribe on YouTube or rate us on whatever podcasting platform you're listening to this on. If you would like more content and updates from the GSMC Sports Network as well, use the tips and donations link. Follow us on TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at GSMC Sports Network. Thank you guys once again for tuning in, and all of you guys have a fantastic and wonderful evening.
Let's go.